तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपां साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद मैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय श्री राम।
जय श्री राम। Just one small announcement. Sorry.
Haji.
I know this hall is packed. There are devotees outside. The class is also going to be telecasted upstairs. So and upstairs there's a lot of room. So if that's okay, people who did not get enough seat, you can go upstairs and relish the class without any disturbance. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
माधव तिथि भक्ति जननी जतने पालना कोरी. Thakur Bhakti Vinod, our beloved Acharya, has said that these very, very auspicious and holy days, like the appearance of the Lord, whether it is Janamastami, Narsing Chaturdashi, Nityantradashi, or today's auspicious of Ramnami, are Janani. They are mothers. Like mother gives birth to a beautiful baby. These days, when properly observed with devotion, with faith, right, they give rise to the birth of bhakti within our own hearts. And therefore, it is most appropriate that we are all gathered here today in this beautiful temple of Gopichan Vallabh to really observe something which is of universal importance. This is not just a festival which is happening in this temple, but all over the world. Wherever people understand the value of the Lord's descent, it is not a small thing. The Lord descends for a very special purpose on the request of his dear devotees. And during his stay in this world, he performs such beautiful, beautiful, wonderful pastimes that someone who has appeared in the world in the beginning of Treta Yuga, now there was hundreds of thousands of lakhs of years of Treta Yuga, which is about 16 lakhs of years, 8 lakhs years for Dwapar Yuga, and then 4 lakh years of Kali Yuga, right? So what happened millions of years ago? Today we are still celebrating the Ram's appearance. How wonderful is that? So the beginning of Ramayana is described by the great sage, as you know, Sri Valmiki Rishi, right? Who's sitting in his beautiful ashram and is visited by his dear spiritual master, Sri Narada Muni. He offers obeisances to him, washes his feet, gives him a great seat, and inquires. The purpose of the visit of the spiritual master and great devotees is that we inquire and learn from them. So he asks this very relevant question. My dear Gurudev, please tell me, who in the world today, at that time, today, is most virtuous, is most courageous, is most moral and high in character, is most courageous, truly forgiving, very humble, and a abode of all wonderful, worshipable qualities. Sri Narad Muni closed his eyes for a while and he said, my dear Valmiki Muni, the person you are thinking of who is worshipable is the great Sri Ramachandra.
Can everyone please come forward as much as possible? There is a lot of space here. Squeeze in. Yeah, please move forward. Prabhu. Move. After Abhishek, we can go upstairs. There are a lot of individuals waiting outside. You can move forward as much as possible if you are planning to sit and listen to the class. Thank you. Hare Krishna. There is space here. Please come here.
Yeah. So, at that time, Valmiki Rishi goes to the bank of the holy river and then he sees two crane, they always craunch birds. They're coming together, having a very good time, enjoying each other's company, dancing, singing like that. At that point of time, a hunter shoots an arrow, but hits the male bird, who bleeds with blood splattering in all directions. And this brings such great pain to the female bird, and she burst out crying and mourning. The atmosphere was so beautiful, very Ramaniya. And seeing that this very happy atmosphere has been disturbed by the arrow of this hunter, from the heart of Valmiki Rishi comes out a curse. I curse that this hunter who has killed this male bird, may he suffer endlessly in this world. And when he goes back, he discusses this matter with his dear disciple Bharadwaj Rishi. He said, how did my heart become overcome with anger today? And he becomes reflective and introspective, something which we all should do from time to time when we appear to do something wrong in our life. But when he started thinking about it, he felt that the way this curse was brought out, the meter was so perfect. And there were 4 lines to this, 8 syllables in this. It came out like a beautiful poetry. And then he would understand that what his Guru Maharaj told him to write the glories of Lord Ramachandra. This is the perfect meter for him to write the entire Ramayana. A little later, Brahmaji came in and blessed him that, my dear Valmiki, I will bless you with the vision of the entire Ramayana, and you can then write this. So Ramayana is 7 kands and a beautiful epic of 24,000 verses, right? A voluminous scripture which for so many millennia after millennia has sustained dharma in this world for so many years, especially in the land of Bharatavarsha. So, as it goes, uh, Lord Ram is Ayodhyapati Ram, but he is a great lineage. Today morning, I was sitting and chanting my rounds at the house of our dear devotee, and I was looking at the sun. And I chanted all my rounds looking at the sun. Why? Because Ram is Surya Vamshi, right? Right from the sun god, Surya Dev, comes Manu, then comes a great king Ikshavaku, then comes Harishchandra, then comes Sagar Maharaj, then comes the great king Raghu, Aja, then Maharaj Dashrath, and in the end comes Sri Ramachandraji. Right? So the pastime is very beautiful. Not much is described by Valmiki about Lord Ram's birth, about his childhood, but his birth is described. When Kirtan was going on by this ecstatic, very powerful Kirtan, high energy that was going on, I was thinking that that is the exact time in the afternoon time when the Lord was born in the holy land of Ayodhya. Right? The great yajna was performed by Nimandaka Rishi. The father is Nimandaka Rishi, his son was Rishashringa. Shringa was a very powerful sage brought by Maharaj Dashrath, because there was a big amount of, he was very much pained that now that he has done everything which is necessary as a king, as a Rajarshi, right? He has given a kingdom which is so prosperous. Ayodhya at that time when you talk of prosperity, it was so prosperous. There was no hunger, there was no disease, there was no grief, there was no pain in anybody's heart in the entire kingdom of Ayodhya. Everyone was respected, everyone was following dharma. The Brahmas were performing their yagyas. There was so much of opulence, so much of gold, so much of what we see now, cement and concrete made houses. Literally, the houses were made of emeralds and rubies and sapphires. Something which we can only, imagine what must have been during its original glory. So, in that situation, when everything is going perfectly well, just as he would have desired, his heart still remained pained. That as a king, he is supposed to have an heir to the throne. And yet, after having so many wives, especially three principal wives, and yet he is not able to give the perfect solution to continue the lineage by having a wonderful son as an heir to the throne. Right? After the Rishi Singha Maharaj performs this nice yagya, and from there comes out a yagya purusha. The Lord's birth, obviously, like Krishna's appearance or Lord Varadev's appearance, is not ordinary. We human beings and other animal species are born in a regular way, what we understand, either from eggs or from embryos or from the womb, right? But the Lord is not like that. Jarma karma chame devyam. The Lord is not a human being. He comes in human form. But the Lord says very clearly in the Gita, anybody makes a grave hellish mistake of considering him to be a human being is having naraka buddhi. The Lord is not human being. The Lord is Parabrahma. He is Pavitra. He is transcendental to the three modes. And yet, because he wants to perform some pastimes in the human, for human civilization, he takes a human form, right? And the Lord is born from this yagya, right? Then this particular nectar is distributed among the three wives, Kaikai, Kaushalya, and Sumitra, right? And within no time, this beautiful day, on this today's day itself, Lord Ram is born. And how happy was the entire kingdom. So much of, after so many years and years and years of yearning and prayers, finally, Lord Ram was born. And Dashrath Maharaj could not hold himself. Uh, it is a gadgad. He just held the child who was soft like butter, beautiful eyes, and he could not move his eyes off the beauty of Lord Ram, the most beautiful person. Ram's of all the beauty of the all the opulence of the Lord. Aishwarya Samagrasya Virya Sriya Jnana Vairagya Chaiva Shannam Bhakta Itingana. Right? So Krishna is called as uh, Leela Purushottam. Then Ramchandra is called as Maryada Purushottam. And Sri Gauranga Dev is called as the Audarya Purushottam. Right? So, in all the beauty, Krishna is of course beautiful and has all opulence sinful, but especially Ram is glorified for his beauty. For his beauty. Nobody can be more beautiful in this world than Lord Ram. Right? He is most beautiful to the eyes of all those who behold him. So, as the pastime goes, and as we know, things are going very well. And then at the right time, the Shamara is thinking that now it is time for me to retire, right? And as he's thinking of this, then he announces that tomorrow will be the coronation ceremony for Lord Ram to be the heir apparent to the throne of Ayodhya, right? And the history changed completely in just one night after that announcement, when the poison of mantra started acting upon the heart of the most beloved person. Kaikai loved Ram as much as Kaushalya loved Ram. In fact, Ram gave special affection to Kaikai, right? And yet, to be careful about this very significant factor, to not hear words can be very nectarian when are meant for glorify the Lord and His pastimes, and yet words can be very poisonous when they are filled with envy, filled with envy, right? So envious heart of mantra poured out, and Kaikai from a very loving, beautiful mother who had so much affection on Lord Ram turned into a very selfish person. and she made this very dreadful decision that she will have to eliminate Ram from the entire scene to make her son into the king. Right? And so the whole pastime we remember she asked for two boons, that my son should become the king and Ram should go for Vanvas. At that time, Bharat Maharaj was away somewhere in Afghanistan. And when they come here, Bharat Maharaj is so very angry. The character of Bharat Maharaj is so beautifully depicted by Valmiki Muni, right? The love, we should remember that these four brothers are themselves divine personalities. And the Chaturvya expansion of the Vaikuntha is Sankarshan, is Narayan, uh, uh, Sankarshan, Aniruddha, and Pradimna. So these four brothers are Narayan, Sankarshan, Aniruddha, and Pradimna themselves. Ram is Narayan and Lakshmanji is Sankarshan. And Bharat Maharaj is extremely angry and he decides that Lord Ram has already gone to Vanvas and he follows him. It takes about a month for them to make a nice, beautiful road. And Bharat Maharaj vows in front of the Ayodhya that we will somehow bring Ram back because Ayodhya belongs to Ram. He is the eternal inheritor of Ayodhya and nobody else can sit on the throne of Ayodhya except my elder brother. Right? And as they go and you can see this beautiful little fire is there in the jungles and Bharat Maharaj and Ram have a beautiful dialogue. Right? The dialogue is something which we hear that the conversation of these two brothers, right? Something in Kali Yuga which never happens. If two brothers fight, when father leaves behind something, brothers usually they will say, they will have a huge dispute over property, right? It's very common in this world. What this brother got, I got more, you got less, this, that. It's a very common, all about these lawyers get a lot of money when they have all this property dispute. But this is one of the huge property dispute. The whole kingdom is being given to you. He says, I don't want the kingdom. You take the kingdom. He said, no, I don't want it. You take it. So they both are pushing the kingdom to the other person and said, no, you are the right person. No, you are the right person. So this is the glory of something we should learn, not to become avaricious, possessive, but something which can amicably be done in property matters should be done. We should learn from Lord Ram. The love of Ram and Bharat is so deep. If any of you, how many of you people have gone to Chitrakoot? Very few people have gone. Please, my dear devotees, if you ever get a chance in your life, visit this very, very, very holy place of Chitrakoot Dham. When Ram and Bharat embrace each other, their love is so deep, is so genuine, is so powerful that the rock under which they stand melts away. It melts away. And today, when you go to Chitrakoot, to go to Kamatgiri Parvat for Parikrama, you will see the footprints today of the Ramchandra. You can touch those footprints, offer your prayers and your tears of love. Right? The footprints are still very much there. Anyway, at that point of time, Bharat Maharaj takes a solid vow himself. That my dear brother, you are wearing tree bark clothes. I vow, I also wear tree bark clothes. You will be sleeping in the jungle. I promise, I will also sleep in the jungle. You'll be eating just fruits and roots and berries. I have no right to eat any opulent foods. I will do the same, right? And in complete renunciation mood, he rejects all opulence, but does two very special things. He said, my dear Ram, I will put these paduka on your feet and take you back to Ayodhya. Paduka which is filled with jewels and diamonds. But since you're not coming, you just kindly just step on these padukas. Let the dust of your feet be ornamented on these beautiful padukas, and they will be the king. And I will serve these padukas as a servant of these padukas. You are the king, and I'm the servant. So, in a great place called as Nandigram, Bharat Maharaj stayed there, and he never entered Ayodhya. He did everything which a king should do, but took not a single facility which a king can rightfully enjoy. The throne, the palace, the opulences of the good food, nothing, right? But during that time, Bharat Maharaj's kingdom of Ayodhya flourished. They say the GDP of Ayodhya increased during the 14 years. GDP. Nowadays, that is a common thing. We discuss that. But Ayodhya rose in opulence because of the wonderful, wonderful kingmanship of Bharat Maharaj. Of course, then, as we know, when Rama and Sita are in Vanavas, Jai Shri Gopijan Vallabh Bhagavan ki Jai. Vanvas is there. Then at a place near in Nasik. Nasik is a very holy place. A major part of Ramayana has taken place in this land of Nasik. Comes from the word Nasika. Nasika means nose. The place where Surpanka's nose was cut and thrown. From Nasika comes Nasik. It's very ancient. So it is a very ancient city, which is still all of us can go there and visit these holy places. And Ravan, of course, kidnaps Mother Sita. It is important to remember that during this time when Ravan is kidnapping and flying in his chariot drawn by donkeys into the aerial space, there is a beautiful, powerful bird. It is, when we talk of Ramayana, we talk of Hanuman and great souls, but we never should forget that there is a powerful bird who served the Ram in such a wonderful way. And we're talking about whom? We're talking about the very special person called as Jatayu, who had fatherly affection for Lord Ram. He would sit in front of Ayodhya with his wings spread out, and he would see Ram's childhood pastimes when the Lord was performing in the courtyard of Ayodhya. At this point of time, when he sees that his dear friend, the summer of the friend, was being kidnapped, he does everything to stop. Now, why did Jatayu really work so hard, even though he was a very, very old vulture, right? Because of very special reason. Jatayu was very, very intelligent. He knew that if something is lost, right? If in a particular murta you lose it, then there is a great chance of getting it back. So by delaying the elopement of Ravan, he delayed him from going on with Sita, and he kept him waiting till the next Murta. And the next Murta was the Murta where Sita could be brought back. And that's why Jatayu, of course, had to give up his life. A place near Nasik worth visiting called Sarva Tirtha Taked, where there is the only temple of Jatayu in the whole world, is still standing there. If you get a chance again, please go and take darshan of this very special place. Of course, when then Sita is kidnapped and the whole Ramayana takes place, ultimately, as Ram and Lakshman go in search for Mother Sita, right? We find that Kabanda gives help. Kabanda is a demon who was in a form of a demigod who had taken a form of a demon. He guides them to go towards the south, and finally Sampati, who's a brother of Jatayu, tells them, "I can see very far that in the distance is Lanka, and there is a golden palace in which Mother Sita has been kept a prison." And the whole war of Ramayana, as you know, took place. But before that, this very special bridge had to be made, right? Lord Ramchandra showed, even though he is God, he never showed his Godatva or Prabhutva, right? Unless it was necessary in a very special way. So he is sitting there and he is pleading to the ocean to give him way to go and take this. Now, this army was not just a few thousands. The army of monkeys, you won't believe the numbers, right? It was so voluminous, so large. And the calculation of this is given in Valmiki Ramayana. And one day I calculated how much monkeys were there. It was 10 raised to 63. If you can imagine that number. It was 10 raised to 63, right? That is a type of army which was there And how would this huge army walk across, the ocean, Indian Ocean, right? But so Ramchandra, in a very peaceful way, sits there for 3 days and 3 nights, sitting there in meditation and tapasya, waiting and fasting, and pleading to the Samudra Dev to give him way. And when Samudra does not respond, Lord Ram shows his anger, right? The Lord has transcendental anger and he has transcendental love. The Lord can show any feature, but he is not mundane anger, it is transcendental anger, not like our anger, right? And he becomes angry with his eyes becoming angry, right? Just by glancing at the ocean with anger, the ocean starts boiling. Nobody can do that, right? You glance somebody with angry, nothing will happen. He said, "Kya hai? Aankh dikhata hai." So, nothing will happen. So the ocean starts boiling over, right? And the Timingala fishes are jumping, the dolphins are jumping, the tortoises are running here and there. The whole thing getting suffocated, and there is literally boiling of the ocean taking place as if someone has put. And then finally, of course, Samudra Dev comes and surrenders. He said, "I'm sorry, I do not understand your." So sometimes demigod make mistakes. They can't understand the Lord's transcendental nature, right? And then the bridge, which is Ram Setu, obviously, which was made, and everyone goes there. Finally, the war takes place, and a pivotal role is played by Vibhishan and Hanumanji, the main heroes. Of course, there is Vivida is there, Mainda is there, Sugriva is there. These are all great personalities are there. Nala made the bridge, and Sushen is a doctor who saved the life of Lakshmanaji. But Vibhishan is having some secrets which were not known to anybody, right? So he's the one who reveals the secret. If you want to kill Indrajit, you have to kill Indrajit. Indrajit was performing a yagya in this particular place, which is now in Sri Lanka, which is worshipping Chandika, right? It is called as Nikumbila. Her name was Nikumbila. And if the successful yagya was done, it would make Indrajit almost invincible, right? So he could only be killed by a person who had not slept. And imagine the glory of Lakshman's love, that in service of his brother and his bhabi, he had not slept a wink for 14 long years, right? Sometimes we give a class, and in the class, people in half an hour class, people are dozing off, right? but 14 years he had not slept. What is the type of love? Yeah, is so much of surrender to his real brother. And Indrajit is his whole sacrifice is foiled, and he is killed. A big loss to Ravan. And when Ravan finally comes mounting on this huge, powerful chariot, and Ramchandra uses all his weapons. But when he knocks off the heads of Ravan, the head always comes back. Heads come back. The Shanan's head come back, right? So this Acharya has explained is very important lesson over here, that Ravan is a representative of lust. Ravan is of lust, and Kumbhakarna is a representative of illusion. So even when lust gets apparently destroyed, it does not go from the root. It can again come back. So one can never feel this greatest enemy, with Krishna has said, Kama esha, Krodha esha, Rajaguna Samudbhava. This Kam Vasna, desire for Kama is not about just sex desire, but this desire to enjoy the things which belong to the Lord as your own, in a very selfish manner, keeping the Lord aside and forgetting Him, right? That selfishness to enjoy things ourselves is a great uh, uh, roadblock in the march of Krishna consciousness purification. So finally, Vibhishan tells him that you have to shoot an arrow at his Nabhi, because there is nectar given by Lord Brahma. A weapon given by Agastya Rishi was given to him. Agastya Rishi gives the given, and it's called. And after chanting this mantra, Aditya Hridayam mantra, and then finally Ram shoots this thing. And Ravan is dead. Sri Ramchandra ji ki, right? So there is so much in the Ramayana to learn from. Even down in later on, Lord Ramchandra appeared as Krishna, the Leela Purushottam, and then finally the same personality Krishna comes in Kali Yuga as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? So Suryadev is Ramchandra is coming from the Surya Vamsha, and then in the Mahaprakash Leela, which is performed by Lord Chaitanya, then he reveals in Mahaprakash Leela to Hanumanji also has come. Hanumanji has come as Sri Murari Gupta, and we will end on this beautiful note of the prayer of Murari Gupta. When Mahaprabhu summons all the devotees, Advaitacharya comes, Srivas Thakur comes, Gangadas Pandit comes, and then finally invites also Murari Gupta, please come, right? And when Murari Gupta comes with a humble, simple heart, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu shows his form as Ram with Sita and Lakshman. And when Murari Gupta turns behind, he finds that he has got a tail. He has turned into Hanuman, right? And he said, Mahaprabhu says that I am the same Ram, right? Your worshipable Lord. And here is Mother Sita, for whom you have cried a shoreless ocean of tears. And this is your worshipable Lakshman, who brought the Sanjayamani herb to save the life of Lakshmanji, right? So Hanuman, you are the I'm very pleased with you, right? Please ask for benediction. So Murari Gupta folded his hands and asked something which we all should remember. He said, my dear Lord, please kindly always give me the association of those people who think that they are your eternal servants, right? The Lord is eternal servant, and what is it he said?
You are their master.
That the understanding that you are their master, and the master is always remember that they are my eternal servants. Where this sort of relationship is strongly established, right? Where the master never leaves his servant, and the servant never leaves the master. When those personalities who have that conviction and that faith give me association of such great personalities, right? So today we want to fold our hands. Lord Ram always expects from our heart. What did he expect from us today? He expects only 3 words from us. In the end, when at one point of time when the Lord says that even if Raman comes and takes my shelter and begs for forgiveness, I will even forgive him for all that he has done, all the sins he has performed, right? So there's a beautiful slogan in the Ramayana where the Lord says that when a devotee comes in front of me and chants 3 words, I will offer him complete fearlessness. How many of you would like to know what are the 3 words? So he said, so today we can offer those 3 words to the Lord. That is what the Lord is expecting from us, right? The Lord is expecting money or, big garlands and, nothing. The Lord has got everything. He is Lakshmipati. Sita Maya is the goddess of fortune, right? She's Mahalakshmi herself. What does the Lord want from us? Nothing. He wants our love. He wants our surrender so he can protect us. So 3 words are, my dear Lord, from today, I am yours. I am, आज से मैं आपका बन जाता हूँ, right? When we chant these 3 words, I am yours, the Lord says, Abhayam tasmai. He says, I will give you the benediction of becoming complete. Then you don't have to fear anything in life, for you will always be protected. Your protection becomes my responsibility, right? So let us offer praise to Hanuman, to Lord Ram, that we may never in our life forget him, and we remember him always. He is manifested fully, completely in his own holy names, right? So when we chant the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram is fully present in his holy names, right? It is said that Abhinatvam Nama Namino, right? Nam Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhinatvam Nama Namino, right? There is no difference between the Lord and his holy names. So we all devotees who are here, if we regularly chant his names, we can have Ram's association, Sita Mai's association in our hearts every day by uttering their sweet, wonderful, pure, holy names. Thank you very much. Okay. So yes, today she's giving a nice memory to me. Today is a very auspicious day for many reasons. Today is that very special day when our dear Srila Prabhupada, whom we all worship as the founder of our society and the bringer of auspicious and Krishna consciousness all over the world, right? When he was in Vrindavan, I believe in the year 1974, today is the inauguration of the Krishna Balram Mandir of Vrindavan. 75. And today that temple has finished how many years? 50 years. That deity of Krishna Balram and Radha Sam Sundarji and Sri Gaunita were established personally by the hands of His Divine Srila Prabhupada. Right? So it's a very historical day for all of us in many ways. Hare Krishna.
You have to time.
A few minutes.
Sure.
Yeah. 10 minutes more.
Sure. So actually, December month is a month in which all our devotees go for book distribution. You must have heard. So in one of the villages in India, some of the devotees went to distribute Bhagavad Gita, Krishna book like that. So one child asked a question to the devotee. He was telling, you distribute book and give a small lecture. So when he was giving a lecture, he told about, how Ram and Krishna and Hanuman and all. So this child raised the hand. He said, who is Hanuman in India? Can you imagine that situation? So you cannot believe how much happiness we are feeling that we are sitting thousands of miles across from India, which is going so much far away from Dharma and Vedic, civilization, that so many of you, by the mercy of Prabhupada, of course, are coming together in such large numbers, eager to do Abhishek and hear the pastimes of Lord Ram. Because as we understand, Ramayana is not just history. Some people say, no, mythology, history, but it is not history. What is it? Itihas, but it is timeless wisdom, which is not restricted to time. That's something which applied at that time. Today it is redundant. It doesn't apply. There's no application of it. No, this is timeless wisdom coming down the centuries, which we can apply in our life. Then our lives can become what? Successful. We all are after success, but because we base our lifestyle, our life on wrong principles, on wrong foundations, that's why we are not able to be happy or successful. But time tested wisdom, which is given in Hare Krishna, yeah, which is given in our scriptures, if we could base our lifestyle on these principles, no matter where we are staying, India, US, Timbuktu, Alaska, wherever we are. But this is not bound by geographical boundaries. So it is so important for all of us not only to remember on these auspicious days that we should base our life on these standards. These are all gold standards. And Prabhuji, in very short time, he told the whole history of Ramayana, right? And every character, every personality which he spoke about, they are like mines of good qualities. He just mentioned about Bharat Maharaj. He just mentioned about Jatayu. He mentioned about Vibhishan, all these personalities, Lakshman, Sita, they are embodiments of so many, virtues, that they are role models. In our life, all of us like to have some heroes, right? We like to have heroes. Whether we like or no, we subconsciously land up following somebody, and that is hero worship. So the Lord, understanding this mentality of ours, he comes as a superhero. That now, chalo, what can you go beyond that? So people say, no, there is Superman, but we follow Hanuman. We want to follow Hanuman. Like he's our superhero. How we can do that? So in every personality, you can find a hero whom you would like to imbibe. Like we had a get together on the eve of Ramayan in a small group of devotees, and we asked that, please name the personality which inspires you the most. That's something you can learn from. So somebody said, for me, Bharat Maharaj, I learned how he, selflessly sacrificed. And somebody said, I I love to worship Hanuman. And somebody said Kaushalya, and somebody said Sumitra and Urmila and Guha Maharaj, and so many personalities. And one devotee said, who is whom do I learn most from Ramayan? Ravan. I worship Ravan. I mean, worship in the sense, I really look up to Ravan. And everybody's wondering, is he in his senses? Talking of Ravan, who worships Ravan? He's saying, because I learn from him what I should not be. From some people, you learn what you should be like, and some people you learn that Arey Baba, anything but this I should not be. Right? So, negatively or positively, every personality in Ramayana is influencing us of what we should be and what we should not be. So, since we have limited time and the personalities are unlimited, right? They say that even if Lord Ananta Shesh, who has 1,000 hoods, if he were to speak the pastimes of the Lord, he could not, if continuously with 1,000 mouths he would continue to speak, he would not reach the end of one day's pastimes of the Lord. That is the number of pastimes that the Lord did. So what is our capacity to speak anything about Lord in any of his incarnations? But we just thought that we all know that what is the goal of life, that we are trying to do bhakti. And yesterday we had a beautiful session in the evening, which we tried to discuss amongst ourselves, that what is the essence of bhakti is to become a servant, to learn how to serve the Lord properly. That is bhakti. To serve the Lord with love and devotion is bhakti. And every personality taught that. And bhakti, the scriptures enumerate that there are Navadha Bhakti. You have heard about Navadha Bhakti? 9 processes of devotional service. Okay, if I'm convinced that I should do bhakti, but now what I should do? Okay, bhakti, but how does it translate in my day-to-day life, right? So the acharyas have told us very beautifully that Shravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Pada Sevana Dasya Re Pujana Sakhi Jana Atma Nivedana Govinda Dasa Abhilasha. This beautiful song is written by Govinda Das Kaviraj, and he enumerates 9 processes of devotional services: Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Vandana, Padasevanam, Archanam, Dasyam, Padyam, Sakyam and Atma Nivedanam, right? 9 processes. So, from our Bhagavad, we know that each process of devotional service is embodied by a particular personality. Who embodies Shravanam? Parikshit Maharaj. Who embodies Kirtanam? Shukadev Goswami. Because Parikshit Maharaj heard, and with what eagerness. So he embodies Shravanam. And Parikshit Maharaj, Shukadev Goswami spoke with such enthusiasm for 7 days non-stop. So he embodies Kirtanam. Then what is the next thing? Smaranam. Who? Prahlad Maharaj. We all know Nasing Chaturdashi will come soon. That will be your next festival to attend over here. So Prahlad, how he remembered the Lord, with what intensity? Because ultimately, whom do you remember? Whom do you remember? Those whom you love, right? You lose somebody in your life, but you just can't forget them. Why? Because you love them. That smaranam becomes so intense that that is the process of bhakti. That is the way to love. So Prahlad Maharaj embodies smaranam. Then Pada Sevanam is represented by Lakshmi Devi, because she's always sitting at the feet of, you always see Lakshmi Narayan, right? Lakshmi is sitting at the feet. If it was Kalyug, she would be sitting on his head. Women, we have become like that today. But today, I mean, she's always sitting at his feet and doing Pada Sevanam. Sakyam is who? Arjun, right? He was the best friend of Krishna. Arjun. Who can exchange friendship with the Lord like Arjun? Dasyam was who? Hanuman. The way he served, following all the essentials of servitude. He was one best servant of the Lord. Then Archanam is Prithu Maharaj. Dasyam, Sakyam, Vandanam. Vandanam is Akrur. When Krishna and Balram were to be sent the Akrura to bring Krishna Balram back to Mathura, Akrur offered prayers, and those prayers are very, very heartfelt and exemplary of how a devotee should worship the Lord. So Vandanam is that, and Atma Nivedanam is Ambarish Maharaj. You know, Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj, and all of the 9 is embodied by Ambarish Maharaj. Bali Maharaj is Atma Nivedanam. He offered his whole self. You know the story of Bali Maharaj, that one foot was one step was offered, then second step, and then with the third step he had already covered the whole universe. So where to give the third self? Atma Nivedanam. He offered his whole self to him. So Bali Maharaj, and all these processes were embodied by one personality, and that is Ambarish Maharaj, right? So today being Ram Navami, it is also given by the Ram Bhaktas that all these Navada Bhaktis were practiced by personalities in Ramayana specifically. Would you like to know those personalities? It's very purifying because these are devotees, but today we will talk specifically of Ram Bhaktas, that how they embodied. So, would you like to tell who embodied the quality of Shravanam in Ramayana? Who said? Hanumanji. Prabhuji, why? When Lord Ram went back to Swadham, right? He took so many of the Ayodhya Vasis, but Hanuman said that I would like to remain here. Why? Because still there is even one person who is chanting your glories. I would like to stay here and hear from him your glories. That much addicted he was to hearing. And anywhere, anybody is talking about Lord Ram, Hanuman comes and sits down there. You may not be able to see. Maybe he's sitting here also somewhere. Right? So you may not be able to see, but that's the nature of love. Isn't it true? When you love somebody, anybody even talks the name, huh? Huh? Our ears pop up to be immediately able to hear, oh, yeah, and especially sometimes it is when they talk about yourself, because we love ourselves the most. Somebody says our name, oh, yeah, what are you saying about me? Because we love ourselves the most. But when you love the Lord, wherever anybody is speaking about the Lord, you would love to hear about, and your ears will pop up. So Hanumanji is the embodiment of Shravanam. Wherever Ram Katha will be going on, Ram Nam is going on, he will be there 100,000%, he will be there, right? So he's the personality for Shravanam. Who is there for Kirtanam? Valmiki. Valmiki Muni, as he said, that he spoke the whole he wrote the whole Ramayana, he spoke the whole Ramayana, right? He heard from Narad Muni, and then when the Krauncha birds were killed, the male bird was killed, the shloka came out in a very poetic form. And then he thought, yeah, Vaishnav never curses anybody like that. But maybe the Lord has a plan. And Brahma appeared to him and he said that this is because the Lord's plan is that, don't worry. Now you compose the Ramayana in this meter, which the curse has come out in. So he wrote all the 24,000 shlokas of Ramayana. Our Srimad Bhagavatam is 18,000, which itself is like a. The books are lying on our shelf. We do not have time to read. Imagine if you had to read the whole Ramayana, how it would be 24,000, 1.5 times, right? Of Bhagavatam, what is there. But he spoke and he trained love and kush, and that is why he is known as the embodiment of Kirtanam. Who is the embodiment of Smaranam? Mother Sita. When Sita was when the whole battle was over, and Lord Ram sent Vibhishan to get Sita over here, back to him. And that time they decided that there should be Agni Pariksha. We all know that pastime, right? Agni Pariksha Leela. At that time, Sita makes a claim. What does she say? That even if for 1 second, one nimesh, I forgot my Lord Ram throughout this 1 year, then let the flames of this fire engulf me. And what happened? Did the fire even touch her? No. That means she didn't forget the Lord. Even for 1 nimesh, 1 second, she didn't forget. Now, who can have smaranam like that? Even if you love your child, for some time you forget. When you sleep, you forget, or something. Whoever you love, at some time you will forget. But she was such, she couldn't forget him even for 1 second. And the proof was Agni Pariksha. That somebody could claim, boldly claim. Who can, like, chhati thok ke bol sake ki, let it be like that. You might think that I'll say and I might have forgotten, somewhere I'll get burnt, But she knew it and she proved it through Agni Pariksha that she is the embodiment of Smaranam. Archanam, Shabri. Why? Because what do we do to Archanam means Archa Vigraha, deity. What do we do to our deity? We worship our deity. We worship with flowers, we worship with offerings, and we worship by meditating on them, right? Waiting for the time when we can serve. Shabari, every day from the time her spiritual master left and she was waiting, she made preparation every day, and that was for several years. For us, our patience would be for how long? Somebody promised that, okay, this one will come. Somebody will come. So you will prepare for a day. They don't come. Oh, max 1 week, every day you make the same enthusiasm. Like you make Chappan Bhog for 1 day, 2 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. I tell you, say, forget it here. They're not coming only. Maybe my guru must be mixed up. He may not come, so long he has not come. But for as many years as it took Lord Ram to come, which was several years, she aged also. She was not old when Matanga Rishi left. But for all the years, every day, she worshipped we say no, deity welcoming. If you are having deity welcoming in your house, how much preparation you do? She was waiting for deity welcoming for how many years? So many years. She became from young to old. That many years, daily, with the same enthusiasm. She would make a flower path. She would collect fruits for him, whatever her capacity was at that time, and wait, and wait, and wait. So she was worshipping him like a deity every day. So she is known as the embodiment of Archanam. See, every personality, you could speak the whole day, 1 day per personality. That is the glory of each of these persons. So actually, this is miserly, just to mention their name. It's like, you are given a cake and khich liya. This is injustice, to the talking of Ram Leela. Anyway, who represents Vandanam? The rishis of Dandakaranya. They say the rishis of Dandakaranya forest, they were so thrust. What do you say? Fed up.
Disgusted.
I mean, yeah, for the torture that was happening in the forest. Every day, some demons would come and their sacrifices would be destroyed and they would eat. They were man-eating cannibals. Nah? Suddenly, you find we were 10 of us, two rishis are less. Gumnam, somewhere, somebody has gone. So, this atyachar was going on like day after day after day. And they started praying, right? When you are a devotee, whom will you pray to? Not the federal government or somebody, please come and help us. Because you know that is not going to be there. Devotees will naturally pray to the Lord. So the intensity with which they were praying to the Lord, that is why, the Lord works at several levels. Why the Lord was put in Vanvas? The Kaikai loved him so much, but the whole pastime, mantras coming, Kaikai's mind getting poisoned, was all a result of what? A super plan, a master plan, that the Lord had to accomplish so many things through just one Leela, apparently. Right? So the Lord came to Dandakaranya in response to the prayers of the rishis of Dandakaranya. And several times we know that when do we pray to the Lord? Unfortunately, when we are in trouble. When we are happy, what do? We forget the Lord. We forget the Lord. So, devotees want to understand that we should make praying a habit, even in good times, so that the Lord doesn't have to give bad times in our life. That, okay, they are not remembering me, chalo, let's do something that at least they will remember me. No, let's remember in good time, bad time, at all times. We are supposed to remember the Lord. So, Vandanam is Rishis of Dandakaranyam. Who was representing Dasyam? That is in the generic list. Lakshman. Lakshman was what a das he was. They say that Lakshman was a shadow of Lord Ram. Now, a good das is who? Who's always there with you, na? Sometimes if a das is there, you tell somebody, where is he? I told something to do. Dikh hi nahi raha hai. Nowhere to be found, right? Somewhere you will get distracted, you will go here and there. But Lakshman was such that even he didn't sleep in the night for 14 years, he never slept a wink. That type of a das he was. Somebody tells us something, you will work, and say, thoda break to do yaar. Give us a break to take some rest. But he didn't want any rest. That was the level of his dasatva. That he wanted to serve Lord Ram like a shadow. Before anything happened, he was there, Any harm would come, I'm there. Anything you need, before he would ask, he was there. First class servant. There are 3 types of servants, right? One is, the third level of servant is when you tell also they will not do. Second is when you tell at least they will do. And first class servant is before telling they understand the requirement. So he was like a first class servant. So Dasyam is Lakshman, Sakhyam is Sugriv. Sugriv, he was such a friend. We know that when first time Ram and Sugriv met, they signed a treat. Signed in the sense they made a treat agreement that you will help me and I will help you and we are friends. So if we make such a treatise with somebody, we will say, okay, first you help me, then I will do it. But Lord Ram was such a friend. He said, first I will help you. Although his wife had gone for some time now, and the immediate need was to get Ram's wife. But real friendship is selfless. He said, first I'll help you to get your kingdom and your wife back. Both were in the same situation. They both had lost their kingdom and their wife. But he said, first I will follow the rules of friendship, my dharma of friendship. Then you reciprocate by doing what you have to do. Right? So both of them shared such a friendship that one time impetuously when Sugriv saw Ravan, when they reached Lanka and they were surveying the whole place, and he just happened to see Ravan. Vibhishan showed that is Ravan. Sugriv felt so much anger that you disturb my friend. like this by taking away his wife. He just jumped impetuously and he got beaten up by Ravan. He also beat up Ravan, but he also got beaten up, and in a moment, somehow he Satko-fied from there. He just escaped and he came back. And Ram told Sugriv, he said, Sugriv, if something would have happened to you, I would have killed myself. Forget going back to Ayodhya. I would have killed myself because I would never be able to forgive that I could not protect a friend. And then Sugriv, although he was feeling bad for the action he did, but still he said that good I jumped. At least I came to know how much Lord Ram loves me. That was the secret love for him. But anyway, that was several instances of their friendship with each other is there. Then who represents Atma Nivedanam? Vibhishan and Jatayu, both of them. Right? We know that how both of them did complete samarpan to Lord Ram. Vibhishan, we know that he left everything, his kingdom, his kinsmen, everything, and he came and he did. And obviously he knew, na, who will trust me? He could be killed on the spot, na? Somebody who betrayed his brother, according to them, what he will betray us also. So why should we have faith in him? They could have done that, right? At the risk of that, he still came for absolute Atma Nivedanam, surrender himself fully. And what did he tell? My Lord, I am yours. I am yours. So beautifully, he just put his head at the feet. That now, maro bhi rakho bhi jo ichha to hai. You can do whatever. If you feel I should be killed, you can kill me. But if you want to give me Sharanagati, I am ready to do that. So that is this thing of Vibhishan. And same thing Jatayu. Jatayu was very old at that time and Ravan was very young. So when Sita was being kidnapped, obviously if you are in a weak position, will you try to fight with somebody? We'll die in doing this. But he didn't mind that. He said, better I offer myself in the fire of sacrifice to save Mother Sita than be alive and watch some offense being done, that Sita is being taken away. Right? So what did he do? 100% Atma Nivedanam. Knowingly he jumped into fire and he fought with Ravan. And obviously he knew the result, that his wings were cut off. He was no match. But as Prabhuji said, he just wanted to delay the Murat so that let it be Sita was lost in a Murat in which she would be found. Right? So Atma Nivedanam is Vibhishan and Jatayu. And Pada Sevanam, Bharat Maharaj. Because naturally he took the Paduka of the Lord. And not only because he took the Paduka, in the mood in which he served. Pada Sevanam is not just putting the shoes of somebody on your head, but he lived by it. Right? He ruled the kingdom, keeping the shoes as the king. And anything that had to be decided, he would ask the shoes. Why? Because he knew that the Lord is present in the shoes. And that's the way he served the Lord. One thing is like Lakshmi, she's pressing the feet and all. But one thing is Bharat Maharaj. Anything he did, he would not do without permission for 1 year, 2 years. And in fact, he not only protected Ayodhya, as he said, he increased the GDP of Ayodhya. And not only that, when the Lord was coming back, 14 years, he had said that if you come one day late, then I will not maintain my life, right? So it could be a nice poetic thing. Hare, one day also late, I will not maintain my life. You can say it to impress. So, but the Lord wanted to know that now that hour is coming, I will come back. So I want to see if Bharat has even a little bit of attachment, then I don't want to come back. That is the fight. You take, not I take. Type of fight which he's talking about, Kalyug fight and that time ka fight between brothers. So he sent Hanuman, because Hanuman was a Pandit, as we discussed yesterday, very wise. He could make out from the body language, the flick of his eye, by looking at him, that has he become attached to the kingdom? Has he become greedy? Because you may be detached in the beginning, but when you are, for 14 years have gone by, there's a good enough time for us to get attached to any post. which would be there. We get attached to small posts which might be there in the material world. At that time, Ayodhya was the whole world was capital. Ayodhya was the capital of the whole world. So he was the king of the whole world. Now, what sort of detachment do you need to have to be able to give up all of that? That too, after 14 years of enjoying the kingship of a particular place. But when Ram sent a message with Hanuman and he told that Lord Ram is coming, Bharat was having Ashtavikar, his body started shaking. Rivers of tears started flowing from his eyes, and he could not speak only. From that, he realized that how the Lord is supposed to, how much detached he was that he wanted to hand over the kingdom to the Lord. Right? So, these are the 9 processes of devotional service, bhakti, which have been given from Ramayana for us. So, thank you very much for having given an opportunity to share this. That we pray that we can, all these personalities can bless us with their blessings to be able to uphold our dharma in this very difficult age where dharma is at stake. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu and Mataji, for wonderful narration of overall Ramayana pastime, and also, explaining us different personalities who perfected their life from Ram Leela. I had no idea. So thank you very much. Let's express our gratitude for Prabhuji and Mataji for being here by 3 times loudly chanting Haribo, Haribo,